Ever since her daughter was born 27 years ago, Vandy Guru's greatest fear had been losing her. As she read her brother's text, the full impact of that terror hit her in one fell swoop. Any idea why Mallika didn't show up for dance practice today? Pinky is livid. Vandy had built a thriving career as an advice columnist on helping people transcend their fears. How many times had she explained how worry stifled the joy out of relationships and crushed your chance at happiness? And yet, reading those words made Vandy forget every wise and equanimous words she'd ever fed to her millions of readers around the world. Her heart raced as she dialed Mallika's number. Scenarios of doom flooded her mind. A white van into which a serial killer had shoved her child. A lone, hungry shark making its way into the crowded waters of one of LA's beaches where Mallika loved to swim and seeking her strong dancer's legs from among hundreds of others. A stray bullet, an undetected aneurysm, a scaffolding dropping on her as she walked along the pavement animatedly talking on her phone, which she always answered when her mother called. Except she hadn't since yesterday. Vandy left her daughter a voicemail in her calmest tone. Trying to reach you. Call when you get this. Love you. Mallika hadn't shown up at the airport last evening to pick up Vandy as promised either. The last time they talked was yesterday afternoon, before Vandy boarded the flight to come home from the last stop on her speaking tour. Vandy had told herself that Mallika had probably just forgotten. She'd simply texted her to say she was taking a cab home and was looking forward to catching up soon. Mallika had been far too busy recently. Since Veer's death, she'd thrown herself into her work with heartbreaking desperation. Vandy had done the same thing. The mix of distraction and exhaustion was a potent drug for numbing grief. Vandy got it, even though her daughter had recently accused her of not understanding. This couldn't possibly have anything to do with that argument she'd had with Mallika 2 days ago, could it? It had completely blindsided Vandy. Unlike Vandy and her own mother, Mallika and she rarely disagreed. They'd certainly never before said the kind of hurtful things they had that day. But when they talked after the argument, Mallika seemed to have moved on from it. Before Vandy's mind could hurtle into examining every word they'd said, Sonia, her assistant, stuck her head into the green room. 10 minutes to stage time. Sonia's voice pulled Vandy out of the spiraling whirlpool of her thoughts. She couldn't go on stage feeling this way. The only way to stop the spiral was to stop resisting it. Dropping the fight is stopping the fight. One of Vandy's most popular memes. One that had been set to hundreds of sunset and sunrise pictures on social media. There were some 1,700 videos set to Vandy's voice explaining how to drop the fight. She nodded to Sonia and turned back to her phone as her assistant left the room with a soft click of the door. Vandy's finger hovered over the screen. Where are you, Mika? She had to calm herself. Closing her eyes, she embraced the sensation of not knowing where Mallika was. Her heart rate spiked, but then it slowed, because walking through the fear was the key part. The resistance was what gave the imagination oxygen and made it impossible to focus on a solution. Only when you dropped the resistance could you focus on the truth, on the facts, and figure out what was going on. Mallika was not answering her phone. Mallika and she had argued. Mallika had missed 2 commitments. Every one of those things was completely out of character for her daughter. Vandy opened her eyes, let out a shaky breath, and scrolled through Mallika's text messages. A reluctant smile escaped her when she found the video Mallika had sent just a couple of days ago,